Where did you learn all this? Did you go to school?
I don't feel like I actually know what's going on.
You're all self-taught. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've been shooting videos for like 10 years.
Yeah,
In
you've
fact,
been doing this a while.
I stumbled on some real old, like my first music videos that I shot that were, I got paid in a case of beer.
Yes, that's how it started.
I remember we took like a computer class, and like part of that you could get, I think as part of the class that you do extracurricular like photography and like video taping. My experiences with that were hilarious.
Yeah.
Like one of them was a basketball game inside, and someone ended up sitting right in front of where I had set up the camera, and I like didn't think to like ask him to move. I didn't want to bother anyone. I just kept like filming the back of this guy's head for like an hour. Thinking that there was something they could do to zoom in on the background that we could just watch around his head.
You know, movie magic.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Kylianne Colwell. I'm an artist. I'm currently living in Bellingham, Washington. I grew up in Skagit County in Cedar Woolley, and I moved over to Western Washington University where I started studying some art. Haven't really left Whatcom County since, and I recently got this studio space about 6 months ago where I can focus exclusively on making art. The type of art that I usually do is mostly acrylic painting. I stick to that, and I'm always sketching. I'm always doodling in my notebook, which is where I get a lot of ideas from, but just keeping my hand and eye coordination, my brain and hand coordination. So I do a lot of pen and ink drawings, but mostly acrylic paintings. I started just drawing with a pencil and sketchbooks, and then I got brave enough to just use the pen, and then I got obsessed with ink, and I just got really into the richness of how black things can get, and like the values and the contrast that you can get with ink is just, I really like that. But it took a lot, I feel like, more courage to introduce color into my art. And I'm glad I did. I definitely question a lot of my colors still. All the time I'm thinking, even after finished piece, I'm like, I don't know about these colors. Like I don't know if they work. Do they really? Does anyone like this? I don't know. It's one of my favorites. I need to frame that one, actually. I think this one is one of my most recent paintings that I finished. And it's one of those that I feel like I ruined at the last day working on it, because it was actually quite a bit different till the very last minute. I added a bunch of the stuff in front. When I finish a piece, I really need to step back with it for like a long time, because I hate it. Usually when I'm done with a piece, I usually hate it. These are all, I guess, mostly older. This one was done probably just as I had gotten out of college, and I call it Playtime. And it's kind of more of a reflection on like a first-class world, like my consequences of me living a pretty privileged life. I don't know, that I felt like my lifestyle, just my normal lifestyle, was like taking away from someone else's lifestyle. Basically like showing them as children, fucking up these people's lives without even like maybe realizing that they're doing it. I don't know. I still think about what that means. I don't know. When I'm making something, I don't really know always what I'm gonna say until it's been a while. I think it all kind of comes back to being in the moment and not having a plan. And I think that's why so much of my stuff goes in the same kind of direction. Is I plan it to a certain extent, but it's more about what I feel like in the moment. And I can totally trash it in a moment's instance. I could just, so many paintings, I shouldn't have kept going. I should have just stopped. I feel like I ruin it. It usually starts with a little spark of an idea, of an image in my head. Just a little glimpse of something, and it usually doesn't ever look anything like that glimpse. It's almost meditative, you know. I get lost in the stroke marks or cross-hatching. Just building on that, like I get super like meditative with it because it's a repetitive, I think, movement of it kind of just puts me in a place. So sometimes it's more of just like, I don't know, just getting lost in it and not even thinking about what you're doing. And that sometimes lets me develop the most out of a piece. Like just keep going because I don't care how long it's taking me. I just This one's a lithograph that I'm pretty happy with that I learned that process because it's such a interesting process, lithographs. Pen and ink drawing up there. I think I called that, yeah, nightcap. This is a self-portrait. It's fairly recent. Watercolor. That's another watercolor that I don't do often. That was an etching I did that has like something that you put on top of it. Shinkule, I believe. It's a paper. So it's like 2 layers, or 3 layers on there, I think. So you have to line it up every time. This is pencil and ink. Just like 2 birds hanging in a nest. And I get really into the intricacies of like doing this type of thing. Same with the people. This is like the same meditative puzzle making in my brain. Like stuff goes in and out of each other. I'm like tying knots in my head, like with like the strands. And that kind of follows through to that one on top, with the people connected. That was a theme I was like playing with for a while. And you could think of it as like human experience. Like we're all in this weird, fucked up situation. Not everyone is willingly there, but we're all connected in one way or another. Some people are just being held on. I've never tried to define, I guess, what my art would be, but I would love to see my art on skateboards and snowboards and that type of thing, album covers. I'd love to do illustration. I never want to put myself or my art in any kind of like even, I don't even know if it's fine art. It's just, it feels like me fucking around most of the time. But I think to me it's the reason why I do it is because I feel like I have to. Like I wouldn't be complete if I didn't create art like every single day. It's a huge part of my life and my soul more than anything. And I feel like just, if I'm doing anything in this world, just creating something to say I was here, like that might be the biggest thing about it all. It's like in the realm of human existence, I was here and I made something and I can prove it.